Brett, I'm sure that's a sore one to take. Where did that game get away from you today?
Yeah, I think very tough, as you just said there. I think we go 14-all. We're in the game or more than in the game with that wind. Unfortunately, don't get our half or our 22 and the kickoff, and they're clinical. They showed why they're up at the top end of the table. Very difficult to then get back in the game, but then that one score after that. It's a very difficult task to come back 2 scores against a team like that.
It felt like when Falcons had momentum, you were quite quick to lose it again, not exiting cleanly, as you say, maybe a handling error or a missed kick here or there. What do you do to try and keep your foot on the throat of opposition teams and harness that momentum for a little bit longer?
I think that's the difference in the league, really. Those teams, when you score, you get back out your half, or when something goes wrong, they don't back it up with another mistake. So that's on us for our fundamental skills, our mindset, and just not having those lapses in concentration. That'll make a massive difference to our results.
Despite the fact it is a defeat, in a weird way, is it a bit of a positive given what happened last weekend and the manner of the loss down at Bristol?
Yeah, obviously we didn't sugarcoat what happened last week, and it's very difficult for us all to take. But we felt like the weeks before that we put a really good foot forward. Definitely thought we'd left some points out there against Leicester and the week before against Exeter, and now Sale similarly. So hopefully we're going in the right direction, but it was very tough to take last week, and definitely put a better foot forward this week, but still not where we want to be.
2 games to go. How confident are you can get that win before the end of the season?
I think we've shown we're in the game 65 minutes, but unfortunately the game's 80 minutes long. So at the minute we need to push further in what we're doing in training, and what we're doing off the pitch to make sure that we're there to be an 80-minute team. There's two tough games, Bath here, Gloucester away, both teams that are wanting to win, and we've got to play a full 80-minute game for us to win a game in this league, and hopefully that can happen.
As a squad, 1, how do you make that happen? And 2, how do you keep morale high? Clearly a positive response to last week, this weekend, but over the course of a season, how do you stop spirits dropping and maybe motivation starting to fray a little bit?
I mean, it's difficult. Again, I won't sugarcoat that, but we've got a good group of lads around here, tight-knit group, and we do our best to keep pushing forward. It's not easy being where we are in the league, and I think from the outside it could be easy to think that we give up. We don't do that, and that's one thing that you can be proud of, being a Falcon up here and playing for Newcastle. But we need to get that result for the fans ourselves, because we can't go a full year like with no wins.
Is it hurting you personally as well, Brett? I know this club means a lot to you. You crossed the 500-point barrier, got a try last weekend as well over the past few weeks. Is it tearing at your soul a little bit, for want of a better phrase?
Yeah, it's obviously difficult, being here since 14, 15 years old, but a lot of lads have. We've got a good group of lads who've come through the academy, and this club means a lot to them. We want to make sure that this club goes forward, and we've had good years, but we can't just rest on those good years and remember them in the past. We need to create them ourselves. So got a good group of lads who the club means a lot to, and we're hoping that we can push it forward. But yeah, it is difficult, and obviously you can see that from the outside, but hopefully we can turn that around.
Let's finish on a happy note then. Let's look ahead to next season, if I may. A lot of guys will be leaving, there'll be new players coming in. Steve Diamond obviously has presented a long-term strategy for the club, and there'll be different phases and elements to that. What does a positive next season look like for Newcastle Falcons? How are things going to change for the better?
I think, as you said, Steve Diamond's come in and he's put a very positive mindset into the team, and obviously the press outside of the group environment. And I think what he's done at other teams is exactly what he's going to do here, and that's what we need to buy into. Obviously a lot of movement, a lot of changes. That's rugby at the minute, unfortunately, and a lot of uncertainty, but whoever's here, I'm sure, will put the best foot forward for Newcastle Falcons and turn it around.